OpenAI just gave founders two superpowers, Agentic Builder and Sora. We're gonna dive into both of these in this video. OpenAI has been busy and they've dropped some seriously powerful tools in the last couple of weeks that are gonna change how startups scale, promote, and build content. So the two releases are Sora and Agentic Builders. Sora is a text-to-video model that turns words into cinematic visuals, and Agentic Builder is the no-code tool that lets anyone create their own AI-powered workflows. If you're a startup founder and especially a non-technical founder, then this video is for you. We'll cover what these tools are, how they work, how to use them, and why they might completely change the way you build your business. So first, let's talk about Sora. So what is Sora? Sora is a text-to-video model, and the way it works is very similar to a tool like ChatGPT or Claude, where you type in a prompt and it produces, instead of a text output, a video output for you. So for example, you can write in, Nike advertisement or IKEA unboxing or any of those things, and it will produce its interpretation of your prompt. It handles audio, video, and even dialogue. Why is it a big deal? So in the most recent version, it marks a huge leap forward in generative video. There are a couple of reasons why everybody's excited, right? So it for one thing, it produces consistent multi-shot scenes, which was not happening before in the previous versions. So you can guide it through sequences in a storyline. It includes background noises, sounds, voices, ambience, no need to layer that in later. So it's going beyond just video and including audio as well, and complex audio at that. And the style range is huge. You can go from cinematic to animated, photorealistic, anime, Studio Ghibli, whatever you want. So this makes it the first AI video tool that goes beyond content creation and more than just like the gimmicky videos that were being made to something that is more like a mini production studio. But the really exciting thing about Sora isn't video generation. Most of the conversations currently happening focus on its ability to create content and create videos, and the hyper-realism and the kind of studio level quality of videos that can be generated here. But the more interesting story here isn't creative, it's technical. For the first time, we're seeing a consumer level AI system that understands physics. It goes beyond like the pattern recognition of some of the older models, right? So when you see a Sora video of somebody jumping on a surfboard or a basketball, bouncing off of a rim of a hoop, this is a big deal. Not because it changes everything, but it broadens what these models are capable of. It makes spatially aware AI accessible for founders and researchers who previously needed really expensive simulation setup to get the same output. Here's what stands out from a founder's perspective. World modeling is becoming accessible. Tools like Sora reduces the cost of generating physics-consistent scenarios, something that was previously the domain of robotic labs or deep-pocketed enterprises. The second interesting thing is using these simulations as training data. The ability to create millions of realistic, consequence-based environments unlocks new capabilities in robotics, in autonomous systems, in safety training, all without real-world risk or cost. Historically, one of the big limiting factors for businesses using computer vision was the lack of available training data, especially for hyper-realistic scenarios, right? So it's really difficult to have like the volume of content some of these models will need to be able to be accurate. Or number three, there's business model innovation. Instead of thinking in terms of the number of videos generated, there's an interesting opportunity to explore outcome-based pricing here, especially for enterprise clients using simulation to improve training, design, or safety outcomes. The whole world and their uncle is talking about how this is going to make, studio production obsolete. It's going to make user-generated content obsolete. It's going to flood social media with this kind of AI slop. And that is true to an extent, and it is going to affect these industries. But I think the much more interesting application of a tool like Sora is going to be in the enterprise side, in using this understanding of physics and applying that to startups and to robotics and training data and those kinds of applications. So if you have a distribution network where you're able to sell to people in defense or any of these fields that would deeply require synthetic data, then this is a really interesting opportunity for those kinds of business models. Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see where founders are taking the capabilities that they're given with Sora and what kind of businesses they apply it to. And coming up next is our video on the Agentic Builder that OpenAI has released. We're going to dive into that and talk about some of the counterintuitive ideas and business models and approaches that you can follow to build businesses using these kinds of tools.